We're glad you're back.
Glad you're back.
Yeah, we're glad you're back.
We still got the same green shirts on.
Glad you're back after that.
We did put deodorant on.
Horrible introduction that we made.
Yeah, we're glad to see every one of you is back.
Yeah.
We got two, his wife and mine.
Yeah. And so, this is the beginning of our study, and we're wanting to talk about how, God owns everything.
Right.
And so you and I read several scriptures on that, how God owns everything. And one that both of us liked a lot was First Chronicles.
It was First Chronicles 29, chapter 29, verse 11. It says, "Yours, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in the heavens," here's the key, the two key parts of it. "All that is in the heavens and in the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, O Lord, and you are exalted as head above all." So, heavens and earth, what else is there?
Yeah.
If David, who was a king, a ruler, wealthy beyond our imagination, if he says everything in the heavens and earth is yours, why don't we?
I think it's a good question. Like, why does this scripture not play a role in our own lives now? And what would it look like if you and I thought that everything was God's? And I know that earlier we talked about a situation where, branding and logos and that kind of thing. Tell them what you told me earlier.
Yeah, like Microsoft. Bill Gates was the owner, the creator of Microsoft. We use it daily. Everybody probably uses it daily. Just about everybody. Unless you're an Apple guy, unless you're a Mac guy, right? But everybody uses it daily. But when he created it, he created the copyrights, the patents, everything, so that anything that comes from Microsoft predates and goes back to the creator of it, which is Bill Gates.
Yeah.
So what we were saying was, it's no different than what God is doing with us. He created us. So if he's the creator, which means he owns it all, as Bill Gates owns the rights to Microsoft, so does God own the rights to me and you.
Yeah, and specifically, he even put his brand on us,
Right.
that it said that he created us in his image. And, people who follow him have been branded that everything in our lives is his, not just the physical, but also the spiritual. And there is a physical and spiritual aspect even to the way that we handle everything that we own, right?
Right.
So as we move forward in this conversation of God owns everything, when you and I start thinking through that, what areas in your life are easy for you to control rather than letting him control it?
Well, there's even finances. Too many times when I go to work or when you go to work, even though you work at a church, we still get compensated for what we're doing, and we think it's our job, it's our finances, and we can do with it ever how we want to do it. For me, I know personally it's when I turned over that control and all ownership to everything that I've got, not just my job, not just my money, but everything that I physically possessed. Turning that over to God gave me the freedom and the ability to be blessed by what I had, by what God had blessed me with, instead of being worried about the possessions that I had.
Yeah. Okay.
So hopefully through this conversation, and when we get through this series, at least for the day's part, is that you'll think about having a conversation with God about giving over everything that's yours to Him. So to conclude this week's session, what I like to do is challenge you, Justin. And by challenging you, I'm going to challenge everybody who's listening.
All right.
Is there's one thing in this world right now that's more important to you than anything. We know who that is.
Yeah.
That's Shelby, right? All right, we know that. So, but outside of your children, your family, what I challenge you this week is to write something on a piece of paper that you consider yours. You've always considered yours, like my pennies. You consider yours. Write it on a piece of paper, pray about it, and give ownership of that one thing over to God. It may be something you can't do without. It could be It could be the almighty cell phone, you know. Whatever it is, what one thing do you possess that you've not turned over to God? Write on a piece of paper, pray about it all week, and a week later you'll feel better.
Okay.
You up for it?
I'm going to try it.
Or you think they are?
Maybe. It's a hard challenge that you're asking to do because, yeah, I'm thinking through the things that I know are mine. Like, it's not a hard list to think of.
Right.
So.
And when you do one,
Yeah.
it'll be easier to do the next and the next and the next. Because when we give it over to Him, we know He's going to take care of it. All we got to do is dive into Word, build relationships, strengthen our relationship with Him, and He'll take care of everything.
Yeah.